The lockdown is destroying businesses. Let's have a look. Hello everyone, Florian.Heise here, and welcome to another episode of HeiseSays. I have my stein of coffee, and I thought we'd have a look at this article from news.com.au, prepared by James Hall, discussing businesses in Melbourne, well, apparently 15%, which won't survive the lockdown. Now, Melbourne has entered another quite strict lockdown, parts of the northern suburbs, and in the city. Their borders closed to other states in the country. So there were businesses that were reopening, that were becoming more active, that were starting to step back up, and now have had restrictions forced on them once again. You got to feel for these business owners. This is frankly beyond their control. Some of them can't even get insurance because the government has forced this lockdown, as in insurance payments for, well, inability to carry on business. So this is going to be tough for a lot of people. And a lot of businesses will not survive. And, I mean, there's going to be ongoing economic consequences. We're heading into recession now, so businesses are going to disappear. They're going to disappear. Right now, people need to be seriously thinking about if their business will be viable over the next few years. If they are putting all their hopes on a miraculous recovery, which, well, is it actually going to materialize? We looked at earlier today all of the property predictions. They were predicting it'll go up only by a little bit, but it'll still go up. And now that's all changed. It's all out the window. This is the problem with any of these predictions that people make. You'd hate to be in a situation where you're taking on debt like the RBA is encouraging people to do, businesses in particular, under the hope that your business can survive. And then, well, taken on debt, paid for everything, kept all people on. You may have trouble getting people coming back to work. That's happening as well. And then, oh, look, government imposes another lockdown. So the cards are stacked against it. If you've got friends that are business owners, reach out to them, guys, because it's probably going to be a pretty tough time. Particularly if you're in the restaurant industry. I mean, that's a hard enough game normally, let alone with everything that's going on now. So, in Victoria, 15% of Melbourne businesses won't survive the lockdown. 15%. The economy is still licking its wounds from the first lockdown, and it's feared another in Victoria will be a bridge too far for many businesses. We can see here, I mean, these are all the boutique shops in some of these retail centres. Are our buying behaviours changing as well? That's a whole other question too. Will our habits change? Will our habits change? Will people get used to ordering things online, thinking, oh shit, this is cheaper? Or, people are preparing for a recession. More people are eating from home. The stats coming out from the States, all these pizza and takeaway shops, revenues have declined because more people are now getting used to eating at home. It's a great way to save money, guys. Melbourne businesses are bracing for another devastating blow, as more than 15% say they will be forced to close for good during the city's second pandemic-induced lockdown. Residents in the bustling Victorian capital have retreated indoors for the next 6 weeks as the state government grapples with a surge in cases. Lord Mayor Sally Capp said more than 16,800 businesses normally thrive on the nearly 1 million people that flock to the city centre each day, but the foot traffic was slashed by 90% during the initial weeks of the first lockdown. I mean, there's going to be a lot of businesses that just, no matter what interventions and help the government does, it's not going to bring them back. Just think about some of these high-rise buildings where they're putting restrictions and social distancing in place, or even some of these bigger businesses now that I think more long-term have realized they can adapt their business model to have people working remotely. So that means their floor area could decrease significantly, and that's a big saving. But it also means the poor coffee shop downstairs won't be making as much revenue, selling his $5 coffees, and then the bagel for $6. I've become too used to cheap coffee, everyone. I only do 7-Eleven coffees now. I know it's terrible. I know it's terrible that I'm not going and supporting my cafes, but I can't do it. I can't spend that much. It just hurts me on the inside if I spend more than $1 for coffee. She says Melbourne is now at risk of losing a significant chunk of its iconic restaurant and cafe scene, a sector which contributes $2.5 billion each year to the state's economy. Here's a suggestion I will put forward right now to help the restaurant industry. Remove the fringe tax benefit on food. and restaurant meals. Allow businesses to meet, congregate, and have the long lunches. Bring those back. Bring back the long lunches. Get rid of this Paul Keating's bloody bullshit jealousy tax and let people spend. Let them have business meetings. Let them put it on the corporate credit card. Who cares? You know, the government doesn't give a crap about money. They're printing it left, right, and center, handing it out everywhere, going into debt for everything, giving it away all over the world. Let people claim a business lunch. That will help that industry right there. What do you think? What do you think about that one, guys? We expect foot traffic to fall even further over the next 6 weeks as people take the necessary safety precautions to slow the spread of the virus, the Lord Mayor said in a statement provided to news.com. It's concerning that around 15% of businesses surveyed before the second lockdown announcement, before the even announcement, said they would close their businesses permanently, or they hadn't decided if they will reopen. I mean, this is a tough game. Having a cafe, having a restaurant is a tough game. It's very competitive. And there's a lot of churn in Melbourne. Italian restaurants come and go like anything in Melbourne, guys. Only 45% of our food businesses said they've been able to keep operating through the pandemic. They've shown real innovation in being able to offer takeaway or implement physical distancing requirements. Councillor Capp pleaded with residents in the city to engage with businesses attempting to pivot operations during the second wave of enforced lockdowns. I mean, that's all well and true, but some people can't afford the eating out is a luxury. Eating out is a luxury. It's by no means a necessity. It is a luxury. It is much cheaper to cook for yourself. You know, it is. It's a luxury. We're entering a recession. Even without all of these lockdowns, even without the second lockdowns, you know, businesses are going to suffer. Luxuries are going to disappear. I'm asking everyone to continue to support their favorite local haunts through takeaway and delivery orders. These businesses represent what we know and love about Melbourne. They need our support more than ever. The alarming forecast comes after a separate survey last week revealed the true cost of the first round of lockdowns, with 3 in 4 small businesses nationwide losing up to 75% of their revenue. And the smaller the entity, the heavier the loss, according to lead researcher and CT Group. Nearly 1/3 of sole traders said they'd lost more than 75% of their income, compounding the significant blow to businesses during the summer's devastating bushfires. On Wednesday, Treasurer Josh Frydenberg said a targeted income support scheme will be announced on July 23rd to ease the economic shock expected once JobKeeper and JobSeeker expires in September. It is not yet known how the federal government's next wave of support will be allocated, but Small Business Minister Michaela Cash told news.com.au it would make sense to support hard-hit industries such as hospitality and retail nationwide rather than narrowing the focus to Victorians. But here's the thing. Some of these businesses are no longer viable. Do you want the government propping them up? People need to make the hard decisions. Regardless of these lockdowns, regardless of the government intervention, we're entering a recession, guys. You can't save everyone. You can't save everyone. What we are currently doing as a cabinet is working through what the next level of support will need to be provided to those businesses, and we will still be doing it tough after September. Well, I've told you what they should do. They should remove the fringe tax benefit on food. That's the only intervention I would do right there. Then you allow the market to decide. As business activity increases, as people get back to having meetings, negotiating, discussing, the best will survive rather than cash handouts. What do you reckon? What do you think about that idea? Do you miss the long lunches? Do you miss the wines? You know, do you think it'll make a difference? Or do you think the government needs to prop up all of these businesses? What about rather than handouts, we look at taking away burden, taking away jealousy, allowing people to support who they want? Well, we'll have to wait and see. There's definitely going to be some people taking a hit, and there's going to be some businesses that won't come back. As always, thank you all for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe to this channel. If you're a fan and want to support the content I create here, there are a few ways you can. You can join us on YouTube or Patreon. You can support us via using our affiliate links at Amazon, eBay, Independent Reserve, or Kucoin. You can buy our merch from HeiseSays. You can use Gold Pass from the Perth Mint, or support us via PayPal. Thanks, everyone. Have a great day, and I'll see you next time.